Hello everyone. The next topic which we will be studying here is about the micturition. So what do you understand by the term micturition? So micturition, it is the process of urine excretion from the urinary bladder. So this is called the micturition. Now we will first discuss about the excretory system or the process of excretion in the human body. So let's start with the first slide here. That excretion, it is a process which is as important as the nutrition. So in animals, which includes humans also, there is a part of metabolism and many waste products are produced there. So animals, they secrete in different forms. What are the different forms? They can be urine, sweat, feces and tears. So these are the different forms in which the humans or the animals excrete. Now among all of these, the urine, it is being produced and is discarded from our body as the fluid. So urine, it is being discarded from our body as a fluid. So we will discuss about the micturition. So we will be discussing about the micturition here. So what is micturition? So micturition is the process of discharging the urine from the urinary bladder. So from where the urine is being expelled out from the body, it is from the urinary bladder. So there are animals and humans which have a specialized system of the organs which is known as the excretory system to eliminate the waste products from the body. So in other words, I would say the process of expelling urine from the body is called the micturition. Now, if I talk about the human excretory system, then it consists of a pair of kidneys and ureters, a urinary bladder and urethra. So the kidneys, they play a major role in the process of urine formation and its excretion. So the urine is stored in the urinary bladder. As I have already told you that urine is being stored in the urinary bladder. So when the bladder, it becomes full, the stretch receptors, they increase the firing rate, and this will increase the urge to urinate and causes the micturition reflex. So it sometimes even causes involuntary urination. So micturition is also termed as the voiding phase to expel the stored urine. Now if I talk about the human urine, so on an average a normal adult excretes about 1 to 1.5 liters of urine per day. So the normal human urine is a light yellow fluid majorly consisting of 95% water and 5% solid wastage. It is slightly acidic with a pH which is close to 6. Now there are many endocrinal disorders which can be diagnosed through urine analysis. For example, if the patient is having a diabetes, the presence of glucose or ketone bodies in the urine can help to detect the diseases. So urine analysis can help to diagnose various diseases. So this is termed as the major clinical diagnosis element. So the urine analysis is termed as a major clinical diagnostic element. Now, I will be discussing about the two processes or two main processes of the micturition, that is the storage phase and the voiding phase. Now, what are these phases? So first we will be discussing about is the storage phase. So as you can see here in this particular diagram, there is a urinary bladder which is holding the urine, and there is the pelvic floor muscles, and this is a normal prostrate, and there is a urethra, and they are stored in the urine. So the process of micturition is basically expelling out the urine from the urinary bladder. So urinary bladder, you can see the shape of the urinary bladder here. So urinary bladder is a balloon shaped hollow muscular organ that will act as the storage organ for the urine. So it will be the organ which is storing the urine. Urinary bladder is in a healthy urinary system can store up to 16 ounces of urine for about 2 to 5 hours easily, and they tightly close around the opening of the bladder into the urethra that allows the passage of the urine outside the body. So this is the storage phase in which the urinary bladder stores the urine for about 2 to 5 hours, and whenever after the voiding phase, there will be the passage of the urine. The urine will be eliminated from the body. The next will be the voiding phase. So voiding phase is when the bladder is filled with urine. So the urinary bladder, which was being shown in the previous slide, when that is filled with the urine, the nerves in it are triggered and there is an urge to urinate. So there will be an urge to urinate because the urinary bladder here will get filled, and there is an urge to urinate, to just eliminate the urine from the urinary bladder so that it becomes empty. So the brain signals, here the role of the brain comes in. So the brain signals urinary bladder to contract. So it will contract. So the receptors of the urinary bladder send a signal to the central nervous system, in response to which the nervous system sends a signal that ignites the contraction of the urinary bladder. So through the urinary opening at the urethra, the urine, it has been eliminated, and this process is called as the micturition, in which the urine is being eliminated from the body. Now there are some of the problems that may associate with the micturition. So there are several factors which affect the process of micturition. So some of these may be due to the physical trauma or disease, or other may be physiological in nature. So now these are some of the three factors, that is the detursal instability, urinary retention, and spinal cord trauma. So these are the three factors. Now what are these? So first we will discuss about is the detursal instability. So this is a condition where the detursal muscles contracts without any apparent reason. So this muscle is responsible for contracting the bladder and help with the maturation process. So as a result, there is a detursal instability which results in the urinary inconsistent. So this is the detursal instability. Now what is urinary retention? It is the condition which is characterized by the instability to empty the bladder completely. So the onset may be gradual or sudden, and the causes can range from a blockage in the urethra, nerve problems, and weak bladder muscles. So that is the urinary retention. Now what about spinal cord trauma? So they are the injuries to the spinal cord. So as the name suggests, spinal cord trauma, which means there is an injury to the spinal cord, specifically the 10th thoracic vertebrae, that is the T10, which can cause the bladder to be overactive or cause urinary inconsistency. So these are some of the problems that associates with the micturition. Now, what is the management of these micturition disorders? The nerve pathway to the urinary tract should be intact. So the bladder capacity should be normal. So this is the management of the disorders we have discussed. So there is a normal muscle tone which should be observed in the sphincter, detursal, and the pelvic floor muscles. There should be no obstruction to the urine flow in any region of the urinary tract. The environmental and the physiological factors that inhibit the micturition should be absent. And the coordinated activity of sympathetic, parasympathetic, and somatic nerves helps in the normal micturition process. Now this was all about the disorders in the micturition process. So these are some of the key points that we have discussed till now. So urine, it is collected in the nephrons and flows into the ureter. There is a smooth muscle contraction of ureters which facilitate the micturition. The urine, it is stored in a hollow balloon shaped structure, muscular elastic organ, which is known as the urinary bladder, and the urine flows out of the body through the urethra. So these are some of the important key points that we have discussed till now. So these are some of the references.